Okay, good vach to all, and we're up to Kuf Vav Amid Beis. Kuf Amid Beis with 13 lines from the bottom. 13 lines to the bottom on Kuf Vav Amid Beis. But Omar Reb Chia Bar Abba. I mean, the sugi of Tiny Tainis Ganif. We said that if a person is being a shomer on an object, Pashit, he was entrusted to watch something. He's a shemachinam. A shemachinam is pata b'geneva. Comes along the owner and says, "Where's my object?" And he says it was stolen. And it then turns out that it wasn't. He's going to pay kefil, even though he came to his hand beheta. He's going to be kefil because he's toying tainis ganif. What happened? That's when it's a regular shomer. When it came to his hands, he's a shomer pikadain. What about a shomer aveda? He goes to the street. He picks up an aveda. It's got a simon on it. He knows who it belongs to. The owner's going to retrieve it. Owner shows up, asks, "Where's my aveda?" Is the redin of what of Tiny Tainis Ganif if he claims what it's been stolen and it's not. But Rabbi Chia Bar Abba, Rabbi Yochanan had Tiny Tainis Ganif ba'aveda. If someone goes ahead and claims by aveda, Misham Teshlumei Kefil, he's going to pay Teshlumei Kefil. My timer, the Chsivit says in the parsha, Akol aveda sheyomar. So in the parsha, let's take a look. I happen to have the parsha over here. So it says, I'll call the Vapesha, I'll show Chamor, I'll say, I'll Salma, on all things that he's negligent about. Right? I'll call Aveda, not even something that he was entrusted to watch, but even any Aveda, Asher Yomar Ki Huzeh, and that he says this, that what it was stolen. The one that the dying finds guilty is going to pay kefil. You see, by Aveda, tiny is kind of by Aveda, you're going to pay kefil. Clear pasuk. That's the din. No one seems to disagree. Continues the Gemara. Rabbi Abba Bar Mama Esevei Kasha. Esevei Rabbi Abba Mama Rabbi Chia Bar Abba. It says he's going to ask a kasha. Ki yitain ish, if a person gives to his friend. So what are we speaking about again? Going through the parsha. If a person gives to his friend a donkey, a shar, or a sheep to watch, and it dies, and no one goes ahead and was captured. There's a shua, right? Then he paid. Then he doesn't have to pay. However, if it's stolen, he has to pay. Right, because this is the parsha of Shemus Sachar. This is the parsha of She'ela. So you have, I'm missing a parsha here. Which parsha am I missing? Okay, anyway. So says the Gemara, we're going to focus on the Nesina, Kiyitain, when he gives to his friends to watch. He's giving his friends something to watch, right? So he gives his friends something to watch, and what happens? Now this, when he gives kiyitain ish, ain't seen as cotton klum. If the person who gave it to him is a cotton, he's not been entrusted. He's not going to be chayiv. If the person who gave it to him is a cotton, right? Meaning, this is the Ravid's pshat, fellas. You can't be more mechuyev than the owner himself. Since the owner himself is a cotton and he's unable to watch it, you can't be entrusted to watch. In other words, he can't entrust you to watch it. He can't make you do something that he can't do himself. So ain't seen as cotton klum. Cotton. That's when he gives it to him to watch, and he claims when he's still a cotton. How about this? Cotton. If he gives it to him when he's a cotton, and he claims it when he's a gadol. In other words, by the time he comes around to making the claim, where is my object? At this point in time, he's a gadol. When he makes this claim, he's a gadol. Minayin. How do you know that you're still pater? Ad Elohim. Till the judge will bring both of them. Till the time of giving and the time of claiming are equal. In other words, he has to be an adult by the Nesina and by the Tviya. So in this case, since he wasn't an adult at the time of the Nesina, despite the fact that he was adult at the time of the Tviya, he still would be what? Pater. Good. So you need both. Good. The Im Isa, and if the halacha is like Reb Chia Bar Abba, fellas, that there's then a tainis ganif by Aveda. Now let's analyze. What's the chesaron, fellas, by cotton and gadol. Obviously, it's the time of when it came into his hands. Kiyitain, it has to be a gadol. At the time of the tefiyah, he's a gadol. At the time of the nesina, he was a cotton. And you're telling me you're potter. Why is that different? By Aveda. By Aveda, there never was a nesina. He picked it up. And at the time of tefiyah, you're going to be chayiv hefel if you're turning his ganef. So we have a problem. How can you tell me reconciliate your din, Reb Chia, with this din? This is a brisa. This is a brisa. The brisa says, if you were not in the ballpark at the time of giving it over, despite the fact you're in the ballpark at the time of the claim, it's ninachayev. So why Aveda is it? Why it's the same thing? You were not in the ballpark when you picked it up. No one gave it to you. The cotton to give it to you, and you picking it up. No one gave it to you. So why at the time of the tefiyah by Aveda, you Reb Chia bar Abba say Yechayev? It should be similar to the brisa, just like cotton godless pata. So to Aveda claim should be pata. You don't have. You felt you're lacking in the nesina. That's why I read the Gemara. V'im isa tavinami ka'aveda. It must be fellas that what the Reb Chia, you're wrong. It must be that what that there is no claim. That's what the Gemara is asking on Reb Chia bar Abba. That's what Rav Abba bar Mamo was asking Reb Chia bar Abba. Amalei said Reb Chia bar Abba to Rav Mamo, Hachamay yaskinon kigoin she'achlu. The Shomer ate it kishu cotton when the Baal Pikadon was a cotton. In other words, good he's taiveya when he is a gadol, but it's not around when he's a gadol. It was eaten when he was a cotton, right, fellas? So when he gave it over, it wasn't giving it over, right? Because he couldn't watch it. So Memeli's potter, it's not here. The tefillah that you have when you're a gadol is on nothing. There's nothing here. Everything transpired at the time you were a cotton. The nesina took place, and the achila that it took place that I got rid of it, I stole and got rid of it, took place when you were a cotton. Memeli potter. Einochinami, but in my Einochinami, had you been a gadol, you'd be chayiv. So now, in other words, let's align, fellas, the brisa. Let's align the brisa Reb Chia bar Abba's din. Just like Reb Chia bar Abba said, you don't need an nesina because you're picking up an aveda, yet you're chayiv at the time of the tviyah. Who adin over here? Since you were a cotton, what happens? You were a cotton and it wasn't eaten earlier. You were a cotton and you were at the time of the tefillah, you'll be a gadol. Einochinami, you would be chayiv. Einochinami, you'd be chayiv. That's what he's saying. That Bryce is speaking when you were both a gadol. The nesina and the tefillah and leaving the world was when you were a cotton. Had you been a gadol, you'd be chayiv. Good. That's what he's saying. So in other words, Reb Chia bar Abba is teaching the Brisa to fit him. Says the Gemara. Amalei. Ihachi. Adatani Achet Tehei Nesina with Tfia Shavin. It's not true, guys. It's Achet Ke'echad. Listen, Achet Achila Utfia Shavin. Ke'echad. Fellas, it's not really true. Fellas, guys, watch. If you gave it over when you were a cotton, and the time of the claim it's still in the word you're a gadol, you'd be chayiv, correct? So the word, the brisa, until you need the giving over and the claim together, it's not a true claim. The reason you put it over here is because it was achila. So you should say achehei nesina ve'achila ke'echad. That right? That's what. So Gemara says enachinami, and if you don't amalei, so said Reb Chia bar Abba, tani achehei achila tfiyah shavin ke'echad. Redo the brisa. Go ahead and say the brisa is not speaking where you need the nesina and tefillah as one. The brisa we were doing and saying until you need what the nesina and the achila as one. Rav Ashi Amar Loidami outside. Rav Ashi says something very very simple, guys. The person who lost it was the ben das. He was a gadol. You have to pick it up. You're picking it up since you're picking it up from a ben das is considered a nesina. Good, he didn't give it to you, but he could have given it to you. Hashem came to cotton, as we spoke at the Ravid, he's not in the ballpark of giving because he can't watch it. So you wanted sushtel the two cases. You wanted sushtel the case of picking up an aveda to a cotton given to you, it's not a good sushtel. The cotton given to you, he's not in the ballpark at all. But the aveda, the guy who could have given it to you is. And therefore it says Rav Ashi Dami, loy dami. It's not comparable. It's not comparable to the case of aveda, of Rav Chia to the brisa. Why? Aveda ko asya mikoyach ben das. The aveda is kind mikoyach ben das, someone who could have watched it. However, the case of the brisa le asya mikoyach ben das, he's coming from a cotton. So even though, guys, so according to Rav Ashi, once it comes from a cotton, even if he's a gadol time of tefillah and it's there, he's still potter. In other words, since the shmira never began, even if it's around and he's taveya, what do you do with it? And you make a claim that it was stolen, it doesn't begin. In other words, his teretz is different than the teretz of Rav Chia's first teretz. Rav Chia wanted to answer the brisa. The brisa is speaking not when there was a tefillah, but there was an achila. But tefillah, you're not going to be chayiv. Rav Ashi is saying, no, you're not going to be chayiv. You'll be potter. Why? Because it never was in the sina. Vashenki Aveda, which comes from the koyach ben das, who could have given it to you, you will be chayiv. That's the distinction between the two. Someone goes ahead and claims Tainis Ganef B'Pikadon. In other words, he's claiming where is my I entrusted you with something, where is it? And you're kofer. What are you saying? Are you kofer completely or kofer partially? Says Rabbi Yochanan, you have to be kofer in part of it. Where's my 2 oxen? You never gave me 2. Where's my 2 coins? You never gave me 2. You only gave me 1. But if you deny the whole thing, Rabbi Yochanan is saying, then you would not say the parsha. What's the reason? My time, the pasuk says, ki huzeh. Okay, the pasuk says ki huzeh. Let's see the pasuk again. Again, this is the pasuk of Tainis Ganef. Remember, guys, because he's the Ganef. I'll call Vapesha, I'll show Chamar, I'll show Salma, I'll call Aveda, Ashayoma ki huzeh. Ki huzeh means his made of mixes, guys. He said it's not like you're saying it's like this. It's not 2 oxen, it's 1 ox. It's not 2 coins, it's 1 coin. So, guys, beautifully, in the parsha of Moedim and Miktsas, it has to be the guy Tainis ki huzeh. He has to Tainis ki huzeh. He has to be Moeda b'Miktsas. Then Adel him Yovad Vashneim. Till the dying, you bring both of them, and then you pay Rehev. So based upon the pasuk, beautifully, guys, right? Based beautifully upon the pasuk, you see that in the parsha of Moedim Miktsas, it has to be ki huzeh. It's not like this, but it's like this. It's not like 2, but it's 1. Therefore, Rabbi Yochanan says the whole parsha of Tainis Ganef, Kenny, you have to type these words. Fangt on. It's not in the Chinese menu, column 1, Kenny. It means it begins. It begins. I'm sorry. Why am I making fun of you? I don't know. Anyway, so here we go, guys. You good? You saw it on the board. You saw the pasuk. There it is. Beautiful, right? Ki huzeh, b'tzim parsha, Tainis Ganef, Asher Yoma ki huzeh. Ki huzeh is what? It's not like this, but it's like this. You might have a mixas and the melubah, and everything is great. Everything is fine. This is the din of Rabbi Yochanan. Many people will argue who pligi Rabbi Yosef, who pligi Rabbi Chia bar Yosef, and Rabbi Yochanan, who says you need by moedim and mixas in order to be chayiv Tainis Ganef, argues on Rabbi Chia bar Yosef. Why? This says Rabbi Chia bar Yosef. Erev Parshiyas Kosev Khan. We have a mixture of parshas over there. V'chi ksiv ki huzeh al milvahu dichsiv. Okay, guys, this pasuk, this is very, very, very interesting. It's very, very interesting. These words, ki huzeh, are not meant to be in this parsha. They're meant to be in the parsha of im kesef talves ami, when you go ahead and lend. The whole din of moedim and mixas is by halva. So this is Erev Parshiyos. The parshas are mixed up. We'll see Rashi in a second. But guys, the parshas are mixed up. These words ki huzeh are not supposed to be in this parsha. Those words ki huzeh, which means moedim and mixas, with equals moedim and mixas, that's in the parsha of halva. The mela, if it's in the parsha halva, it's not in the parsha of Tainis Ganef. It's not there. Don't delete those words, right? Cut. It's not there. Delete them. The Erev Parshiyos Kosev Khan. The chi ksiv ki huzeh, and those words ki huzeh al milvahu dichsiv. Right. It's said about milva. Look at Rashi. Erev Parshiyos pasuk shu mefarish acheres, a parsha, a pasuk that is explains another parsha. This arva bezu got mixed into this parsha of Shomrim. She'ena mekayma, it doesn't belong here. The high ki huzeh, these words ki huzeh, be'im kesef talva havilei lemichtavei. It should have been written in the parsha of when you lend someone money. The chosam koi, because that's what it's speaking about. The ilu bahach parsha the pikodin, because our parsha is speaking about a shomer of an object, beloy hoidas mikdas mischayev. Is chayev afilu what without moedim mikzas. So you have two shitas. The shita Rabbi Yochanan chayev only moedim mikzas. Shita of Reb Chia by Yosef that you're not chayev moedim mikzas. You don't have to be moedim mikzas. Now the Gemara says, umayshna milva. Why shna milva do you have the shvua of moedim mikzas? Guys, shvua moedim mikzas is a shvua deraisa. There's three shuas deraisa. It's one of them. Why dafka by halva? And now we're getting to the psychology of people. Listen to this. This is a mamish psychoanalysis of people. It really makes a lot of sense. Dama Rava says Rava, or Dama Rabba says Rabba. This is Bab Mitzvah 101. Why do we say a person is moed b'mikzas? Why is he swearing? Why did the Torah say he has to swear? In other words, mashma, if he denied the whole thing, he wouldn't swear. He's only swearing. You show up to a guy, I lent you $1,000. Where's $1,000? You never gave me a dime. He doesn't swear. You gave me $500. He has to swear. Why did the Torah throw a shvua on a halfway denial and no shvua on a full denial? Correct? It's a good kasha, right? It's a really good kasha. Really good kasha. And again, you're talking about a chiyav deraisa, guys. You're not talking about a chiyav derabbanan. Shvua deraisa, meaning Moshe brought this down, and God went ahead and said, "Guess what? This guy who's moed b'mikzas is different than a guy who's kaifer b'kol, who denies the whole thing. He's different. He's different." Now, why so? Says the Gemara, "Ein odem meyes panav fnei bal chayvay." A person does not have the chutzpah to be meyes in front of what? The bal chayv. So really, if you didn't own somebody something, when you said, "I don't owe you a thing," no person's going to have the chutzpah. You were so nice to me. You lent me $1,000, and now I'm going to lie in your face and say you gave me nothing? That no person has that chutzpah. He really wants to be kai for the whole thing because he doesn't want to make a shvua. You know why he doesn't? Because no one has the chutzpah to. And really, he wants to be moeded to the whole thing. However, he doesn't have the money. One second. If I'm moeded the whole thing, I owe $1,000. He's going to go ahead and be toivei on me the whole thing. Let me slip away a little bit now. Until I'll go ahead, I'll buy a little time. I'll be able to pay him back. Uparana. Good. So in other words, this is mama's psychology, gavalda, guys. No person has the chutzpah to go ahead and say, you lent me $1,000, I'm going to be a chutzpah to go ahead and say, what? I don't owe you anything? No one's going to have that chutzpah. So really, he can't. The other way. So therefore, if you're so nice to me, why in the world can I lie on half? Right? I'm lying on half. Why in the world am I lying on half? Right? Why in the world am I lying on half? It doesn't make any sense. And the answer is we have a svara. Really, he wants to not lie at anything. He wants to give him everything. But he doesn't have it. So what does he do? He says, I don't have the chutzpah to say I don't owe you anything. So I'll say, I owe you 500. I only owe you 500. It's not totally denying. It's buying a little time. Therefore, since that exists, the Torah will throw a shoe on him to make sure that he's not buying time, to make sure that that's all really he owns. It says the Gemara, Hilkach Rami Rachman Shua Lave. The Torah goes ahead and throws a shoe on him. In order that she might do the whole thing. In other words, if I know I'm going to have to take a shvua, I'm not going to lie. Guys, listen what you guys do. You really owe him 1,000. I want to buy time, so I'm saying 500. So what does the Torah say? Make a shvua to that. If you swear to that, I'll believe you, right? But most people, if they really owed him $1,000, not going to make that shvua. That's the dynamics of the moed b'mikzas. Now, what's the difference between shvua and halva? That's only, in other words, Rabbi Yosef said, this din of moed b'mikzas only exists what? By halva, by loans, and not by pikadon, right? It says by pikadon, the guy didn't do you a favor. You did him a favor. He's giving you something to watch, right? He's giving you something to watch. Like it says what? The Gabi Milva who the ikle meima hachi. Al Gabi pikadon meyes and meyes. By pikadon, he's going to lie. He's going to lie, and therefore the shvua moed b'mikzas is not going to make a difference. It says Rashi, Ava Bikoden, the Ein Kan Toiva, Meus and Meus Hilka Chafil Kafa Bekule, Rami Rachmona Shvua Leve, even this kaifer and everything, what the Torah throws a shua on him. In other words, over here he's going to lie, and since he's going to lie, we're going to throw a shua. So therefore, by guy entrusts you with a pikadon, and you're going to go ahead and you did him a favor, he didn't do you a favor, and therefore you'll lie and say I don't owe you anything. The Torah says, okay, swear shua sashayimrim. That's the second shua the Raisa guys. Tell us you met all three shuas the Raisa. You met by Nasei shua se'edis, make a shua that why you don't know edis. You're meeting shua moedim mitzvahs today, and you're meeting shua sashayimrim. Those are the three shuas the Raisa. So shua the Raisa by pikadon says Rabbi Chia by Yosef. You don't moedim mitzvahs doesn't come into play. It means what? You're going to go ahead and even shua even if you're not moedim anything. When the shua moedim mitzvahs, that's by milva. As to why it's mixed in this parsha, there's a long crisis over here. We'll see. Anyway, Tana Rami Bar Chama. Arba Shoimrim Tzricha Kfira b'Miktsas v'Haydla b'Miktsas. Says Rami Bar Chama. Says Rabbi Bar Chama that the Shoimrim he's going to disagree with Rabbi Chia Yosef. He's going to give Rabbi Yochanan, but not that a Shoimer. They all need to be Moedim and Miktsas before they make the Shua Shoimrim. They all have to be Moedim and Miktsas before they make the Shua. So all four Shoimrim, again, what are the four Shoimrim? Shem Echinam, Shem Esacha, Shayol, Machloikis, whether a Seicher is like a Shem Echinam or like a Shem Esacha. The Elohim, Shem Echinam, Vashayol, Vaisesacha, Vaseicher. Amarava, my time of the Rami Bar Chama. What's the reason of Rami Bar Chama that they all have to be what? They all have to be. Says the Gemara, Shem Echinam behed yaksiv bei, ki who's there. Okay, by Shem Echinam it says it openly, right? By Shem Echinam. Ki tinish al reyeo chamor oishar oiseh, v'chol behem alishmar umeis, oinishba in roya, shua sem tiyah ben shneim, im lishla nisnareya, v'lachem yel. Okay, it's in Shua Sashayimrim, and this is the parsha of Shem Esacha, Shem Echinam. It says Ki Huzeh in the parsha. Okay, it says in the parsha over there. Shem Esacha, Yolef Nisina Meshem Echinam. By Shem Echinam, it says Ki Tinish Oyeu Kesav Kelam Lishmar. Okay, again, I cut that off over there, and by Shema Sachar, it says by Shema Sachar, it says by Shema Sachar, Ki Tinish Loyeu Chamor Shar. Here's the Shema Sachar, guys. Shema Chinam, I cut off the pasuk. I feel bad. I thought I had it. I didn't have it. Okay. So it says Nesina by Shema Chinam, Kitin Eating. This is the lashon of Sina by Shema Sachar. So just like this Shem Echinam, guys, it says Ki Huzeh. Ki Huzeh means what? It means Moedim Miktsas. So it says in Mefurish, and it says Yitain, and it says Yitain over here, just like Shem Echinam. Is only when Ki Huzeh Moedim Miktsas. So too Shem Esachavad is only Moedim Miktsas. Now what about a Shoyel? Now it says by Shoyel V'chi Yishal Ishmei Imreyehu. V'chi, this vav connects it to this parsha. So you're connecting the parsha of Shema of Shoyel to the parsha of Shem Esacha. We know Shem Esacha from the scene of Shem Echinam. And now when it says the Vav, it's going to connect to here. And this also is going to be Chayiv because it's going to have the same halacha as that. So just like Shem Esacha, Nesina is Chayiv only by Moedim Miktsas. Of course, by Shem Echinam, it says Ki Huzeh. So to Shoyel, we're going to learn out the connection to Shem Esacha is only going to be when you have a Shvua Moedim Miktsas.
He doesn't hold that the Pashiyos are mixed up and that it applies to a milva only?
But
we said that.
He disagrees. That was Rav Chia bar Yosef. He disagrees.
Okay.
He disagrees with Rav Chia bar Yosef totally. Okay. Says the Gemara. And the vav that is being Moisef al inyan Rishain, Seicher, a renter, Ilam Adamik Hashem Esacha, Hainu Shem Esacha, which we learned out in the Sina from Shem Echinam. Ilam Adamik Hashem Echinam, Hainu Shem Echinam. That's the Shem Echinam. Okay, so that was the din of Chia bar Yosef. That's the din of Chia bar Yosef. He clearly argued on. He clearly argued. The Omar of Chia bar Yosef. Hatayin kind of scanap b'kadoin. Eino chayev at she yishlach bo yad. Okay, so now let's not get mixed up. We have two shittas when it comes to the shvua you have to make. According to Rabbi Yochanan and Rami Bar Chama, the shvua is a shvua of Moed Mikzas to be chayiv me. According to Rabbi, according to Rami, Reb Chia Bar Yosef, no. Reb Chia Bar Yosef takes it out of the parsha. That's only by halva. That's regarding the type of shvua. What about the action I have to do to be mechayev the shvua? In other words, in this parsha, guys, in the parsha over here is something called shlichus yad. What does it say? If you didn't use it, sholech yad means you used it. So if you didn't use it, you're potter. If you used it, you're going to be chayev. As soon as you use it, guys, you become chayev b'insin. As soon as you use it, you're a goslin. As soon as you use it, you're a goslin. So now we're going to go ahead and get into evolve. What does a person have to do? So that's what we're going to be discussing over here. You give it something to somebody to watch, and the guy says it was stolen. So he's a shemachinam. He said it was stolen. Ein a chayev. He's not going to be chayev ad sheyishlach bo yad until he shaleach yad. He's not going to be chayev until he's shaleach bo yad. That's what ad shaleach bo yad. Before the shvua that he makes, he has to go ahead and use it. But in other words, he has to do an action before the shvua. So whatever the shvua is, whether it's moed mikzas or it's vad, it's just a classic shvua, kaifer b'kol. Either way, right? It has to be either way. Either way, it's going to be when you shaleach yad beforehand. My timer, it says nikra balabayas el Elohim and moy shalach yad mechas v'yeyu. Mechlal we can infer the shalach bayad mechayev. V'meimra the b'shilach bayad askinon. Okay, that's his chiddush. That's his chiddush. So guys, so here's the protocol. This guy was a shemachina. He went ahead and he used your animal. He then claims it was stolen. And he makes and you can make him swear a shvuas hashoimin. Good, and you can make it. And if it turns out that he lied, you're going to pay kefil. But he had to go ahead before the shua. He had to use it. That's because of the pasuk in loy sholach. If a sholach, it says the pasuk. We said before, if in loy sholach bayad, so we can infer that you must be you didn't. But if you did, okay, says the Gemara. Amaluchu Rav Chia bar Abba. Rav Chia bar Abba said to where am I? Amaluchu Rav Chia bar Abba said Rav Chia bar Abba. So he's speaking to Rabbi Chia bar Yosef, guys. I'm getting mixed up with the Chias, okay? Rabbi Chia bar Yosef. So Rabbi Chia bar Abba said to Rabbi Chia bar Yosef, Hachi Rabbi Yochanan, Bo'medes al avusa shanu. It's speaking where the animal is standing by a trough. I think he's not doing anything. In other words, you don't need shlichus yad. According to Rabbi Chia bar Abba, you do not need b'shalech bayad to be chayiv. Only Rabbi Chia bar Abba. Said Rabbi Zeir to Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Dafka b'medes alavusa kamar. Dafka, if it has to be, aval sholech bayad kana ushvulei mahanya bei. In other words, guys, there's a svar to say the following: if I was sholech bayad, I become a goslin. A goslin does not pay. He doesn't pay kefil. So when says Rabbi Zeir yes Rabbi Chia bar Abba, when you said that in order to be chayiv, that it has to standing, that means you're chayiv only if it's standing or even if it's standing. In other words, Reb Chia bar Yosef said you have to do shlichus yad. Reb Zeir is asking Reb Chia bar Abba, doesn't mean that you weren't shaleach bayad, but even if you weren't shaleach bayad, and then you'd be chayiv, or no, once you're shaleach bayad, it's out. That's what he asked him. In other words, yes, Heshi, you can talk.
If I you hear me? If I wasn't, if two Adam, if I said I didn't steal it, I wasn't shleich yad, and I'm storing it in my basement. I stole it, but I didn't use it. And two Adam come along and said he stole it. I'd have to swear, wouldn't I?
Again, it depends. You have to swear. Are you chayiv kefil or not? Are you going to be, in other words, are you going, this is Tiny is Ganav. The Chiyav, are you going to be Chayiv or not? Are you going to be Chayiv or not? According to Reb Chia Bar Yosef, you wouldn't be Chayiv, Kefil, because you weren't Sholech Yad. You have to be Sholech Bayad.
Okay,
That's
even if it's two.
not
Okay.
making the shvur. The shaila is not making the shvur. The shaila is what is paying kefil.
Kefil. Okay.
Okay, so now says Reb Chia Bar Yosef, you won't be chayav. Why? Because you were not sholech bayad. Now says Reb Yochanan. Now the Reb Yochanan said, dafka if you weren't sholech bayad, but even if you weren't sholech bayad. In other words, two possibilities, right? Either it has to be you weren't, or it has to be what? Okay, that's what the Rebbe asked him. So Amalei Rebbe Reb Chia Bar Abba. Dafka by medis alavusa where you weren't shalech yad kamar, aber shalech by yad kano shvulei mahanya bay to mechayiv kefil, right? By mechayiv bay klum by dilma afilu by medis alavusa kamar. Even speaking where you were just even if it's standing around but kol shekain if you're shalech by yad. Amalei. So Reb Chia Bar Abba said, Zu lo shamati, I did not hear. But kiyotze ba shamati. All right, guys, let me get a clarity. Guys, give me your full attention before we go further. Let's get clear what's going on over here. We see there's a parsha in the Torah called Shalichus Yad. Of Shuas Hashemrim. We see there's a parsha of Toyin Tanis Ganif that you're going to pay kefil, right? It says Asher Yashin Kim, you're going to pay double. How do you pay double? I didn't steal it, and the answer is you claimed it was stolen. Your claim of being stolen will be chayiv mi kefil. What is the mitzias of that case? So first, the mitzias of the case we were discussing, the actual type of shvua that you have to have. Is it a shvua of Moedav Mikzus or not? And we saw a machlokes between Reb Chia Bar Yosef and Mami Bar Abba. They said it, and Reb Chia Bar Yosef said it doesn't have to be a Moedav Mikzus. Reb Yochanan and Mami Bar Chama said it has to be Moedav Mikzus. Okay, you dealt with the shvua. Before the shvua, what is there anything that I have to do to facilitate this din of Tayin Ganav? Says Reb Chia Bar Yosef, you know what you had to do? You had to be Sholech Bayad. So here's what. Like Reb Chia Bar Yosef, you were Sholech Yad, you made a Shua Moedav Mikzas, I'm going to be Chayiv Kefil. Comes along Reb Chia Bar Abba, and says, in the name Reb Chia Bar Abba, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, saying that what? It's not speaking with Sholech Bayad. It's speaking where it's on the side. It's standing by the avos. Now, there's two possible interpretations of that. Only if it's standing by the avos, but not if you Sholech Bayad, or even if we're standing by the avos and kol shekain v'Sholech Bayad. So Rabbi Chia Bar Abba is adding on one kinech to Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef. Rabbi Chia Bar Yosef is saying only Sholech Bayad, and he's saying not only, but even avos. Or no, he's totally arguing with him that Shlichus Yad not. You know, as you Sholech Bayad, you will be a Goslin and you will be Chayav Kefil. That's what he's saying. Now, Reb Chia Bar Abba answered Zera again. I never heard anything from Yochanan about the Shaila. I heard something else, and that something else I heard could go ahead and give us an insight of what's going on here. That's what the Gemara is going to do right now. So Amalu Reb Chia Bar Abba, Hachi Am Reb Yochanan. By medes alavusa shanu. Amar Reb Zera Reb Chia Bar Abba dafka by medes alavusa kamar. Ava shalech bayad kana ushvulay mahanya beit mechayv mikefel klum. I don't know feel medes alavusa kamar. Amalei so Reb Chia Bar Abba told Reb Zera zulay shamati. I did not hear, but kiyotze ba shamati something similar to this I did hear from Reb Yochanan. Don Reb Yasi Reb Yochanan atoyin tanis avad. Guy said it was lost. He's a shemachinam. He says he doesn't say it was stolen. He says it was lost. Nishpa, and he swears to the fact that it was lost. The chaz of Etoyin Tainus Ganif, and then the guy, then they say 1 second, you stole it. Nishpa, and he swears he didn't. Ubo Edim Kam, Potter. He's Potter from Kefil. My timer, Lav Mishum Dekona Beshur Rishina. So therefore, you'd have a very good idea, guys. When he went ahead and said it was lost, and he said what? He said, I went ahead and I swore that it was lost. He lied. Now he's making shvua that what? That it was stolen. Good. He lied there too. He's not going to pay kefil. Now, why is he not going to pay kefil? Because the first shvua, l'chayra, it was his already. In other words, kefil is when you steal from somebody. He already stole it previously. He was a goslin when he what? He said avad. So l'chayra, these words of Rabbi Yochanan in this case, we can reflect back on the other case. In the case where Rabbi Yochanan must have meant that what? That he was standing by the trough, only standing by the trough would you be chayiv. Only medes alavusa would you be chayiv to pay kefil. But if you used it, then you're koine it, and you're not going to pay kefil. Where do you see that? Because you made a shvua on the aveda, that what you said was claimed, and now you made a shvua and to be chayiv mi kefil, and you're not chayiv kefil. Why not? Because that shvua on the aveda, all intents and purposes, brought it into your rishus. So therefore, we can go ahead and figure it out that way. So Amalei, Reb Zera told Reb Chia bar Abba, I'm not so sure about this. I'm not so sure about this. What did he claim? Loi, hoyel v'yotzi yedei bailim mishvur rishayna. Right? So he said, Reb Zera said, Loi, that he was pata with the taina of Avad is not because he was kind of the chayfetz, not because it becomes his, but since it went out of the Baal's shus with the shur rishayna. When he went ahead and he made the shvua, right? He already pated his chiyuv to them, and even though we went back and made another shvua, that whole shvua was irrelevant. It was an irrelevant shvua. So, in other words, he wasn't chayiv to make the shvua. Okay, I think let me explain a little better. In order to be chayiv kefil, you need a shvua sadayonim, guys. You need a shvua deraisa. Once he swore that it was lost, his shvua that it was stolen is worthless. So the reason he is not paying kefil is not because the first shvua took it out of the rishus and now you have a second shvua. You don't have a second shvua. There was no chiyuv. Once you made the first shvua, it's gone. So you can't bring me a raya that the first shvua made him the owner. It didn't. The first shvua got him, it pated him, it's chiyuv. You are a shomer, you have a chiyuv to make a shvua, you made the shvua, fartig, you're finished, that's it. Now you're making another shvua, that's shvua you weren't chayiv at all. You won't chayiv that at all. Look at Rashi, guys. Loi, or lo. Hasam lav mishum de kamalei b'shusei. Not that it became, with the shvua of Aveda, it became his. Ela hoyel v'yotze shoym zeh yedei bailim b'shvua rishayna. He was yotze his chiyuv to the Baal, the one who entrusted him to watch it with this shvua, shemevi bezdin rishayn, nistalik miyadam, right? It was now their face finished. That's the end of the court case. Ushvua achrayna zu lav shvuas adayanim hu. The second shvua is not a shvuas dayanim. L'chayvay kefil. The key of the nishbat chila shuv lechoyim chliv shvua lebailim. Once he made that shvua, he's not chayv another one. Geshmak chilek. So you want push the shaila. You want push the shaila if he made a shvua. If when Rabbi Yochanan said that standing by the Abbas, you want to push the shaila, doesn't mean only or without shlichus yad or even shlichus yad. A third opinion. Amrav Sheishes. Hatoyin tainis ganov b'kodin. Kivin shesholach bayad pater. That's it. You pater. If you sholech bayad, you pater. It's now yours. Meaning, what do you mean you pater? You pater from kefil, right? You're not pater, right? You pater. Yeah. It doesn't mean you pater. You sholech bayad. It means you pater from shvuas hashoimrim. It's not going to happen anymore. It's not going to happen anymore. You can't be chayiv kefil. You pater from kefil. And the Gemara says, my time, what's the reason? Hachi kama rachmana. The Torah says, "V'nikra balabayis el Elohim im lo sholach yodai." The balabayis, if you weren't sholach yad, asher yashinu Elohim yishalim shnayim. So he touches the pasuk like this. Im lo the I don't have the pasuk here. Here it is. Im lo yimatzeh ganev v'nikru balabayis el Elokim im lo sholach yadim lechas reyehu. When will you have the shvua to be mechayev me al stoyin tainis ganev im lo sholach yadai? If you weren't sholech yad, but if you're sholech yad, then you can be chayev kefil. Comes out, guys, if you're keeping score, for the blog, if you're keeping score, you have a machlokes, a 3 machlokes. According to Reb Chia Bar Yosef, you're only chayiv if you shaleach bayad. According to Reb Chia Bar Abba and Reb Yochanan, you're chayiv, maybe, we don't even know sure, even if you're not shaleach bayad, and maybe if you're what? Shaleach bayad. And according to Reb Sheshes, is dafka if you weren't shaleach bayad. You have mamash 3 machlokes across the board, right? Again, we went through each opinion, right? First opinion, only shaleach bayad. Last opinion of Sheshes, not shlichus yad. Reb Chia Bar Abba, well, could be. I mean, we know for sure if you weren't shaleach bayad, but it might be even shaleach bayad. So l'chayr, you have what? 3 opinions over here. Very gishmak. Amalei Rav Nachman. Nachman's going to ask Rav Sheshes. Again, Rav Sheshes said the following. Rav Sheshes said, dafka if you weren't shaleach bayad, but shaleach bayad, come b'shusei, and you're going to go ahead and not pay kefil. Avahala by Shoy Machinam says that it was stolen. Shalish shvuas mashbin. I saw you. The Shoy Machinam says it was stolen. We make 3 shvuas. Shvuah shlei pashati ba, a shvuah that you weren't pasheya. Shvuah shlei shalachti bayad, a shvuah that you were not what shaleach bayad, and shvuah sheina b'shusi, and a shvuah that's not in your rishus. Now, what does Reb Nachman want to prove from here? My lav, when he said the shvuah shlei shalachti bayad, dumyo the shvuah sheina b'shusi. Right, Mashua Shena B'Shusi Ki Megalia Milsa the Isya B'Shusei Chayiv. Av Shua Shlei Shalachti B'Yad Ki Megalia Milsa the Shalech B'Yad. Right, you should be Chayiv. Pirish. I got 3 shuas. One of them is Shalichas Yad. Do I compare Shlichas Yad to Pshia? Do I compare Shlichas Yad to Pshia, or do I compare Shlichas Yad to Eina B'Shusi? Said Rav Nachman, I'm going to go ahead and compare Shlichas Yad to Eina B'Shusi. Just like if a guy swears it's not in my rishus, like Heshi said, it's in his basement, and you find it Yechayev, so too if you shalech bayad Yechayev. That's the kasha that Rav Nachman's going to asking him. Okay, here the kasha. There's 3 shvuas. The one that shalech bayad, am I comparing to Eina B'Shusi, or I'm comparing shalech pashati that I wasn't pasheya? Guys, outside, was he pasheya? It's in his basement, guys. He wasn't pasheya. He's watching it. He wasn't pasheya. It's in his basement. Is it not in his rishus? No, it's in his rishus. So, are you going to pay shlichus yad to Pashati, and then guess what? Then just like he wasn't pasheya, then shlichus b'yad, you don't need shlichus yad. Mashenkin, if you can compare it to Eina B'Shusi, then you need shlichus yad. So that's one more time. Amar Nachman. V'hala shleisha shuas mishbashbina. So we make 3 shuas. Shuas shlei Pashati, shuas shlei shalachti b'yad, shuas Eina B'Shusi. My lav, shvuah shalei shalachti bayad, I didn't use it. Dum yud shvuah sheina b'shusi. Ma shvuah sheina b'shusi ki megalia bei. When he find it in the guy's basement, yisya b'shusei chayiv. He's chayiv to pay what kefil. Af shvuah shalei shalachti bayad ki megalia milsa de shalech bayad chayiv. You be chayiv. I mean, what did you Rav Shesha say? Dafka if you weren't shalech bayad. So what's the answer? Amalei Rav Shesha tells Rav Nachman loy. Don't compare it to shvuah shalei shalachti shaloi eina b'shusi. Compare it to shvuah shalei pashati. Right? Shvuah shalei shalachti b'yad dumya the shalei pashati ba. Ma shvuah shalei pashati ba ki megalia milsa the pasha ba. Right? Potter. Why? Why be potter? He's potter from kefil. Why? Because he wasn't shalech bayad. Excuse me, because he wasn't pasheya. It's in his basement. Af shvuah shalei shalachti b'yad ki megalia milsa ki megalia david the shalech bayad potter mi kefil. Even potter from kefil. That's how he held serve. So we have those 3 shitas, right? Now, why do you need these 3 shvuas? A nice taisus here to know. Why do you need 3? By Shuas Hashayim, why do we triple Kate the Shuas? So look at Taisvis. Well, Shleisha Shuas Mashbiin, I say. It's Sarach Kula, you need all of them. The Nishba, Shalai Pashati, if you just make a Shua that you weren't Pasheya, Akati Chashina, and Shema B'Shuslehu. Ube'emes Nishba. It's in Hatchie's case, it's in the basement. You go over and say, hey, where is it? You were Pasheya? No, I wasn't Pasheya. You swear? Oh, sure, I'll swear. And you swear you weren't Pasheya. Is that true? Sure, it's true. It's in his basement. So therefore, that's not enough. So therefore, therefore you had to add on, it's not in your Rishus. Maybe you were Shalech Bayad. Therefore, you needed each one, right? You need Shvuah, Eina Pasheya, Eina B'Shusi, and Shalech Bayad. Okay? Shkoyach.